Good afternoon, it is Wednesday, my dudes, which means it's time for another bias card. Checkpoint specials are still active. I have covered those two videos previously. They are still ongoing, so if you want to check my top 10 for those, then do go check that out. But there are still other specials, obviously active, still on the store, so I'm going to do top 10 from there. And starting off at number 10, it's the IKON Alpha Wireless. These are still some of the best bang for buck wireless headsets you'll find. The stereo positioning and stuff is not the same as like a 3000 rand headset, but the audio quality, the mic, everything works nicely. Everything's on ear as far as controls and stuff go. I really wish there was a picture of it so I could show you, but in the review you'll be able to see more. So do check out that if you need some more convincing. But for 600 bucks, these are disgusting. At number 9, it's a KLEVV NVMe that's sub 1000 rand for a 512 gig, which is pretty damn good going. Honestly, at a certain point, all the drives kind of meld and become the same in speed in a lot of ways, and this shouldn't concern you all that much. Compared to a normal spinning disk or a normal SATA 2.5, it's going to be way faster than that. What you'll notice is with reviews and stuff, go have a look at my Hikvision E2000 review as an example. You'll notice that when the file sizes get really small and you've got lots of them queued up, the gains and stuff become, you know, maybe 100%, not 400% as it's presented. So take it with a pinch of salt. But for a 5-year drive at 950 bucks, KLEVV's done a really good job here. And this brand is super underrated, especially the memory and stuff. So it's nice to see them pulling through with some cool specials like this. At number 8, it's a Razer TKL with the green switches. These switches pretty much feel like Cherry MX Reds. They're super nice on the feedback. These should be the PBT or the ABS caps, which are pretty much the best of the Razer ones that I've used. 10 keyless is my personal favorite in size. If you don't need your numpad, you just save that desk space. All of that for 1.5 with a 2-year warranty. It's a nice keyboard. At number 7, it's a Hikvision 2.5 SSD. This one, just because of the size, it's a 1 terabyte SSD for 1,400 rand with a 5-year warranty. That should sum up everything you need to know. If it doesn't, I have mates now that have been using this since launch about 2.5 years ago. We got a couple of drives and they haven't skipped a beat. The health is exactly as it was on day one, and there's no buffer cache issues because it doesn't have the right controller, etc. The performance has always been really good. At number 6, it's MSI Mag Core Liquid 240. This is one of the best 240s I've ever reviewed because MSI did something very big brain and they moved the pump actually into the radiator stack itself. So while you lose a little bit of surface area there for cooling, what you gain is the ability to pretty much place the radiator wherever you want and not have to worry about air building up in the pump. So you can place it top mount, you can place it at the front, and it's going to just not care effectively. Another nice thing is the head can rotate on the pump, so if you want your cables to come out over the RAM or you want them to go over the other side, out the bottom or the top, you can rotate that to the way that it will look pretty. And the build quality and everything here is fantastic. I must say this and the 360 from this series are very, very good water cooling kits. And MSI is obviously quite confident in that with their slapping of a 3-year warranty on it. At number 5, it's the cheapest way to go, 144. The DELL S2421 is just such a good bang for buck product. It's got a really good brightness. It's not like on the bare minimum or just over like the 250 nits kind of period. I mean, look, there 350 CDM squared is over 300 nits worth of brightness, so it's got a nice brightness. It's a TN, so it's 72% color gamut. It's just a really good bang for buck panel, and Dell's put premium panel guarantee on it, so if you have any issues with it in 3 years, they will just replace it for you. That's sick. 3 grand for that as well. The median price for monitors used to be about 4,000. That's a 25% discount from where it was before. It's kind of nuts. Number 4 is an Intel upgrade kit. The bang for buck on Intel right now is kind of disgusting. You get a 6-core 12 thread plus a really nice motherboard. Z490p is pretty nicely spec'd and stuff. It doesn't have Gen 4 NVMe support. That's the only thing that you might be wanting over here, but the power phasing and stuff is more than enough on the 10+1 with this little 10500 which pulls all 65 watts. So it's going to give, what that does for you is it basically makes sure your turbo boost and stuff runs constantly at a high rate because the voltage is delivered to the processor nicely and cleanly. That's the point of having extra overkill power phasing and throughput to the processor, is to that end. Also, the setup for this is quite nice with the NVMe on top there and another one on the bottom on the motherboard. Plus, you've got the slot guard there. Z490 P series from Asus is nice. It's understated. It's nothing overly fancy, but look, port setup is good. Can become a media PC later because it's got the display outs on there. This is a really nice kit. And then they throw in a little 16 gig 3200 megahertz. Well, you're probably going to get one DIMM. Just double check on that. If you are expecting dual channel, you might just want to order the extra RAM. But for $7 grand for this bundle, this is like easily top 10 gaming processor for $7 grand with a proper motherboard and RAM and stuff. Like, it's a really solid upgrade kit. In the first of the podium positions, it's the glorious Model O. This being the wireless version for a whole 1,299 Rand with the free delivery is kind of disgusting. The new sensor is quite nice. There is a little bit of delay on it, which I only felt later from using other masks, but it's not bad. Like, it's not something that you would immediately notice unless you're on an extremely high level. It's not something you need to worry about. But the fact that it's 69 grams, okay, with a wireless setup in it is kind of fantastic. I have done a review on this, as you can see right here, so give it a look and see if it is for you, because the price versus performance is very good. In the number 2 spot, it's another Intel upgrade kit. These 6-core Intels are just disgustingly good value right now, even the 8 cores, I have to be honest. But this one specifically, because Z590p, you've got that NVMe Gen 4 support, and then it comes with a 240mm RAM. So if you see where I'm going with this, with that power phasing that I've spoken about earlier, with that 10+1, so you've got that good power coming through to that chip. Plus now there's NVMe, like heatsink is here for the cooling as well. Plus there's you know, just this little guy over here, which you can have a good time with if you have good cooling. And to that end, good cooling. And then you've got fast RAM as well. Once again, you might get a single DIMM, so you might want to do the upgrade to make sure that you get 216 gigs at 3200 megahertz. You're not going to go wanting. You're not going to go wanting for performance at all. You can stream through this puppy. You can do absolutely everything you could want to do because you've got that water cooling, like I said, overclocking goodness. And finally, in the number 1 spot, it's the E2000. There's the review I'm talking about, so if you want to go and have a look at that so you understand, you'll see in the thing. Let me just mute there so you don't get wrecked by it. But you'll see here as I compare versus it's old versus new, and then there should also be a review of it somewhere in the review. There should be. This was a re-review. I did the first one with the E100 as well, and I show like for like and stuff. With the smaller file types, it starts to make less and less of a difference, but on this drive, performance was particularly good. Even compared to Samsung 970 EVO, it's kind of like for like with this drive. They've got the same warranty, the same kind of speed, etc., but like the price, you're getting double the space for the same kind of money, and that's why it's my deal of the week. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this, please leave us a like and subscribe, and I'll probably see you tomorrow with another review.